Hey Aquarius, just wanted to show you the spread. It's kind of an ass backwards type thing, but this is what came out for you. In the next little bit of the video, we're going to talk about it and watch it come out. So let's see what we got for you. Hey Aquarius, here is your weekly read for Sunday, August 17th. We're doing a 9-card spread. Please check the description box for everything you need to know, including where you can run your natal chart for free to find out your rising moon and Venus sign and get a pretty comprehensive rundown of your natal chart. My name's Ashley Dawn Watson. I've been reading tarot since I was 14 years old, so that's like 26 years at this point. What else do I need to tell you? We're using the Botticelli deck, and just in case you need to know, I also have a TikTok running right now, which I'm doing, little tarot things on. I can't get a blue check mark on there, because you have to have like 5 crazy news stories about yourself. Not 5 crazy news stories, but 5 news stories from reputable sources. So it is a valid TikTok. You can check my channel description for how to head on over there. In any event, let's get started for you. Cards have already been pre-shuffled, but let's do it one more time. And twist for fairness. Let's go ahead and let's do your tarot for the week. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Flippers and jumpers only. Cast energy for you heading into the week. Okay, so we have the Fool in the reverse. We'll read them once we get the 3 down. Aries energy on that. Timing-wise, we would be looking at Libra season. So last Libra season potentially, or during a Libra season in the past, something that you're thinking about. And just to explain and expand on that further, when I'm looking at timings, if I have a card in the reverse and it has a zodiac attached to it, I'll look at if it's in the reverse, I'll look at its counterpart on the wheel of the year. So that's why the Fool in the reverse would be basically like saying Libra season instead of Aries season, even though it's an Aries card. It's been a thing that I've been really kind of like intuitively feeling for the last like 6 months is kind of a thing for me as far as timings go. Aquarius, other past energies moving into the week. Okay, and that was that. 2 cards on face down too. Okay, so we have the Fool in the reverse with the 3 of Pentacles in the upright and the King of Pentacles in the reverse. So just to talk about this one very briefly, not really feeling an adventurousness or like taking any risks, kind of a play it safe energy there. Aries energy on this card, however, if we were looking at timings, we could be thinking about a Libra season and how maybe back in a Libra season you were not feeling super adventurous about anything, kind of in that play it safe energy. About a contract, a friendship could also have been feeling as if there was no risk-taking or adventurousness that you should have been indulging in due to an inability to find balance within the union of mind, body, and spirit within yourself. But oftentimes this is considered a contract of sorts, trying not to take too many risks or adventurousness because of a contract that was on the horizon for you in the recent past. And then with it here, we have a feeling that you may also, this could be the result of you not necessarily feeling like you're contributing effectively to the security within a home space. Taurus energy on the King of Pentacles here. We could also see that this was a feeling you might have been feeling if we're talking about timings within the Scorpio season. So Libra and Scorpio for timings here. But yeah, there's a feeling of the inability to provide. And that's why you're not being super adventurous. There's a contract that you kind of you were kind of looking at, or you're being presented with. Friends could have been involved. But because of that, there's like no risk taking that you're willing to engage in this time in the past, previous to this week, because you haven't been feeling like a provider necessarily so much, or like there's something you've fallen short with providing warmth and security, stability within the home space. In the present, during this week for you, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. The one face down. I'm not going to look at them. I'm going to read them all together if I can help it, right? Okay. Well, I guess they're all falling together. Okay. Okay, so we have the Three of Wands in the upright with the Nine of Wands in the reverse and the Six of Cups in the upright. Seeing here how there is a need for patience and allowing things to come together. That's it's a card of prudence here. Right underneath that, you're preventing yourself in the past from taking risks and all of that kind of stuff. We can see that in the future you're acting rather prudently, not trying to act on any type of hastiness or impulsiveness, trying to wait and see when it comes to things, as opposed to kind of bounding outside of the walls of those three wands, kind of just going with the flow in terms of your energy instead of feeling impatient and like you have to move on something without delay. There is a feeling as if you could be letting your guard down in terms of a contract or agreement, or keeping yourself open to contracts and agreements. Also coming out of a little bit of self-pitying energy, as opposed to feeling like you're the wounded warrior, not really playing the victim, but trying to be a little bit more self-empowered. And it could be that in delaying on something, as opposed to being impatient about it with the Three of Wands in the upright, it actually makes you feel as if you have a little bit more control over your destiny, instead of feeling like a victim of your circumstances there. Instead of being that wounded warrior that's on the verge of victory yet super exhausted, you may have the luxury of kind of resting on your laurels for a moment and waiting for good offers to come in, as opposed to feeling rushed in some regard. But you're not necessarily on the verge of victory, but super tired. You're rather than that, somebody who doesn't necessarily have that feeling of exhaustion. You're kind of on cruise control right now. With that, we have the Six of Cups in the upright. It seems to be that there is a wish fulfillment from the far past. Like we're talking childhood that keeps cropping up for you during the week. A lot of nostalgia coming into play here. There's almost a feeling as if you could be thinking back to times when you were younger, like childhood wishes and goals and dreams, and how, you know, maybe perhaps you're in a better space where you don't necessarily have to bend over backwards to accept offers such as that contract, even though maybe you may not have been in a place of stability in the past, you're thinking back nostalgically to a time when you had wishes and dreams and goals of a deeper personal sense. There could also be somebody returning from your past, like far, far back past, that is a lover or a romantic relationship or even a friendship from childhood. But it's as if there's a time here during this week where you're on cruise control. You're not feeling super impatient about something, but you're not feeling like a martyrdom energy either. You're not feeling rushed into moving on something, acting hastily, and you're not feeling like a wounded warrior that's super tired of the struggle yet on the verge of victory. More so as if you have the ability to kind of put your guard down, relax a little bit more, not feel as rushed, and are really focusing on it's almost as if you have time to yourself to think about the past, to think about childhood wishes and goals, to think about childhood relationships and how important they were, and evaluate them for how you'd like to move forward. There is an offer or a contract that is figuring here strongly, but it is even just the friendship of the Three of Pentacles that keeps coming up here, because we have the Six of Cups with this. So there could be a friendship here that you're just looking to reconnect with somebody from the past during this week, as we move into Virgo season. In the future, past this week for you, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, we have one flipper face down. What else? Yeah, it's like you're in a state of grace. You're in a state of grace where you get to reconnect with your past and really express your deep sense of nostalgia about something instead of feeling on guard and upset and wounded. You get to explore those satisfying feelings of friendship, the familiarity of something, you know, and it's nice for once. Four of Wands in the upright with the Ten of Swords in the reverse with the Hierophant. Okay. So there's healing happening here after grief, abandonment, loss, sickness. And also we had the four posts in marriage bed, four walls of a home, and firm foundations coming in here for you. You'll actually find that it's almost as if you realize the stability in your relationships through your healing, through this journey navigating the pain of endings in the next, after this week that we're in right now, through navigating the pain and the healing that's associated with the endings of the Ten of Swords. And it helps to reinforce some highly structured traditionalist beliefs that you have. Or some philosophies that you hold near and dear, because you can see that you have some very strong foundations that you've laid, some stable relationships. I also see in the future here where there could be a deep commitment. Even though it's separated here by the Ten of Swords in the reverse, there's healing that's happening here that's helping to reinforce a commitment of like a higher order, like a traditional commitment such as marriage. So it's almost as if through healing you really know who your ride or die is in a situation. You're not in any rush for that to happen, but you see where you've always remained true to your beliefs throughout, ever since you were super young, and they're reinforced through your healing process with the endings that have happened for you. You're healing through those in the future, realizing where those firm foundations that you've laid have really solidified and are ready for a traditionalist commitment of some sort. Yeah. Okay. Sweet. Let's look at the signs that you're dealing with during this week as well. So Aquarius, what do we have? I almost said Scorpio. Aquarius, what do we have? Taurus energy on this, by the way, with the Hierophant. Just wanted to point that out. So we have Virgo, Sagittarius, and Leo. So you could actually be dealing with a Sagittarius, but during Virgo season, this is going to be super huge for you. Sagittarius, we had twice on here. So that's what I have for you. Next week and into the middle of the week following, you should come to expect your monthly read for September. So keep checking back for that. Do this if this has made sense to you in any way. I know it's super short, but we'll see when we see you next. Thanks so much, Aquarius. Yeah, I almost said Sag. You're probably dealing with a Sag. Okay, bye.